intro song, it always. Uh, 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 What up, y'all? I I miss you guys so much. How you living? How you living? Welcome to another episode of What Billion. Baby, let's go. Welcome to another episode of what? Can y'all tell that I am excited? Like, we in the land of the living because y'all know it's crazy out here. And if you're still alive, be grateful. Like, come on, don't even take that joint for granted. Cause we here and outstanding. Okay, let's get it. So, welcome to another episode of 1 Billion Brave. Let's do like the official. I'm your host, Domo Jones, and this is 1 Billion Brave Talk Show. And we live and we in here, bro. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go. House rules. Let's get into it. So, you already know, no bashing of gender, politics, race, or religion. Nah, we don't do that. We don't do that on here. We don't do that on here. No profanity. There's so many words in the dictionary, and we're gonna use them. That's how we get down. We about to advance our vocabulary. Also, we do talk about Jesus Christ in the show. He is the main thing, and we're gonna keep him the main thing because without him, we are nothing. We, as in me and you. So he about to be the main squeeze up in here, point blank in a period, like no questions asked. This show is about the disabled community shedding light, giving insight, knowledge, and also just awareness of people who have disabilities, medical conditions, and also essential caregivers, giving them the opportunity to share their story of how they break the stigma beyond their conditions. Because I don't know if y'all know, but we kind of dope. It just is what it is. Like we're a really dope community. I mean, like low key amazing. I'm just gonna put it out there. So introduction of who I am. My name is Domo Jones. I do have a disability. I have a brain tumor. What up, kid? Don't what? I'm gonna show you the guest because the guest is listen. Y'all not ready for the guest, but the guest is about to be amazing. I'm super hyped. Can y'all tell? Yes. So I do have a disability. I have a brain tumor. I am also an author. I'm a disability confidence coach. I have small businesses. But we're not talking about me. We're not talking about me. Um I just wanna give insight because this next guest that I have, you guys don't even know how long I've been waiting. I've been waiting. And I'm so grateful that her schedule has changed to be right here. You feel me? But before we get into that, let's get into Life of Domo. Okay, so this ties into my guest. So Life of Domo is when I was story time, when I was like, we're gonna say 16, 17, right? I'm gonna tell y'all, a mother's love, don't play. Okay? Don't play about a mother's love, is all I'm saying. When I was 16, 17, maybe, I was going through my routine MRIs. And I at that time I was a severe asthmatic. And I went inside that tube. For those that don't know what MRIs are, they're that long tube that you see sometimes at on hospitals, on hospital episodes, TV shows. It's the long tube that you slide in, and they don't have anything on you, but the real version is you're bolted down to that table and you can't move. For me, because I have a brain tumor, my head is bolted down to the table and I can't move for however long the test runs, right? So imagine. And I was in there and the tube is very suctioned. So at that time I was wheezing. I was starting to have asthma attack. And I was telling my mom was in there with me. I was telling my mom, I cannot breathe. And she was like, what? So, she went into full force mode. We need to get her out of here. Now, unfortunately, the attendant the tech was not in the rightful place at all. Matter of fact, she wasn't even in the room at all. So what my mom does is, because she's my mom, and she gonna go, what are rules? What are rules when you come to your kids? There are none. She pulls me out of the machine. I don't know how. Where's the full force at? Like, how do you have the strength to break down and shut down a whole machine? It don't matter, because that's what moms do. She pulls me out and shuts down the whole machine, and was like, I don't care what happened, bro. You weren't at your designated location where you're supposed to be, and my daughter was wheezing. What? What's the problem? What's the problem? That's what mothers do. That's what mothers do. And this is why the name of this episode is called Love Always Mom. Because a mother's love is just, and then on top of that, a mother that has a child that has a disability, it's a whole, we on a whole nother level. It's advanced. Okay, so without further ado, my mom is on the show. Now I'm gonna tell y'all this. Um, I want those that are listening, ask questions. Because I low key feel like this is gonna be a part two. But ask questions. We about to get y'all about to hear all what's going on from my mother's point of view of my life. And that's, I feel like that's kind of important. You guys know what I deal with, but from a mother's point of view, what does that look like? You about to find out. You about to find out. Mama, get out here.
What? What? We in the house. We in uh, uh, uh.
So you guys see where I get my groove from. This, so
And
for those veterans that watch all the time, and you guys see Patrice Goslee pop up on the screen all the time, that is hers. Now you see her in the flesh. There she
hi,
is.
everybody. Hey, Domo. Oh,
What up,
Domo.
A-Town?
All right.
Okay, so
Domo.
let's get
Mm,
into,
mm,
um,
mm.
we're about to start from the top. Can you describe in one word what's it like having a child with a disability?
One word. Um, the first word that honestly comes to mind is survivor. Survivor, because the first thing you think is you want to make sure that no matter what your child is dealing with, as a caregiver, as a mom, is that you want them to live and you
Right.
want them to survive whatever they're going through. And my first word is survivor. I'm going to make sure that you live.
Period. That's it. Okay, so let's delve into like my life. Quick story. I remember when I was writing my book, my first book, and
Yeah.
I was like, I'm write this book, knock it out. And mom, I know you remember this. We're gonna knock this book out, boom, boom, boom. And I gave it to her. She was like, ma'am, you're missing a good 7, 8 years
Oh
of.
yeah. Oh, series. Yeah.
I was like,
Series.
what? Okay,
Yeah.
so can we get into what your life was like before finding out that you're having a daughter with a disability? Did you ever even expect, like, my child is going to have some type of complication and my life's going to change?
Absolutely not. The first thing that you think of when you're expecting, the first thing you think of is what are they going to look like? How tall are they going to be? What are they going to accomplish? What are they going to have? Light eyes? Are they going to have wavy hair? You just think about, the fingers. So you think about the development of your child, and you also think about them being healthy. Period,
Fact.
and not dealing with any complications outside of the common cold, the flu, um, riding a bike and falling, a bandage. That's the most part that you really think of. And I think for me, what changed and when I started thinking differently was I believe you were with Ghana with your grandma Jones, and she scrambled some eggs, and you were allergic to them, but not to the full extent. So then I tried to give you some eggs, and you went into a full blown allergic reaction. And I was like, oh my gosh. And so I believe from there is now then when um, the mindset of me started changing like,
Mhm.
okay, yeah, you were probably about two. And then from there, you also started dealing with asthma. So then now I'm thinking, okay, so I'm going to have to use caution with what she eats. Can't give her eggs anymore. And never really thought, I was just a young mother. I believe I was 25. And so at that time, I'm just thinking, well, maybe let me just kind of ease different things that I can, give her just as normal parents will do. But the first thing you're not thinking of, oh, is she allergic to this? Is she allergic to that? And so I believe when you had the full blown asthma attack and the allergic reaction, my mindset started shifting
Mhm.
with what you are able to eat, what you can't eat, and how is this going to continue with your life expansion. And it grew from there. It was one thing after another.
Literally. What up,
Yeah.
Shay? Love you.
Hi,
I
Shane.
feel
I saw Jahari too and Ashley.
Jojo. Love you. I say hi to Ash. Ash, I seen Ash. So like because I feel like growing up, I kind of I feel like I kind of drew like a blank page, or I wouldn't say blank chapters, blank years of my life, because I felt like I just kept dealing with something. Like I don't remember a time where I wasn't dealing with anything. But for you, did you ever get just tired? Like have you ever, because I've always seen you just, you're just there. Like you're always just present. But have you ever gotten to a place where you were just like, God, I don't think this is for me. Like I didn't ask for this child.
I never thought that because, and not to sound deep for deep and religious, um, when you started dealing with so many medical concerns and challenges, I knew it was for me. I was pretty strong, and my first thing was whatever whatever it takes. It's like my first word when we started the interview: survival. Whatever it takes for her to live, I'm qualified for it. I never got tired and frustrated. Now, the times I would get tired and frustrated is when I was telling you what to do. Um,
You just shifted that fast.
okay, I just wanted to make sure you could hear me. When I was telling you what to do in advance, because I had nobody to go to. I had no one to get advice from in reference to being a caregiver. My sisters, my brother, um, all of their children, everyone was quote unquote able body. And so, with them being quote unquote able body, I had to learn immediately what God had instilled in me in reference to making sure you could read, you could write, some people were saying, oh, make sure that she writes with her right hand, but that was not in my spirit to do. And at that time, I wasn't really, really, walking with the Lord, like, in my word. But
Yeah.
it was in my spirit to make sure that you did not mess up mentally the way that your thinking pattern was. You're
Right.
a lefty. And so in the beginning, I was trying to shift you to write with your right hand. And I'm glad I obeyed God, because everything that started happening affected your right side of your body. And
Right.
so I never got tired. My thing was, oh, I'm going to make sure she wins. I'm going to make sure she knows how to do A to Z. That
Yeah.
was my first thought. And it was my responsibility to do it. And I think I did a great job. What?
You
Ah, ah,
listen. You did amazing. Is all I'm saying.
woo,
You did
ah,
amazing. You did.
mm, yeah.
Amazing. I remember, this is one thing that I will probably never forget, and I think I don't remember it, but I do remember you telling me, and I kind of vaguely remember it, but again, like I was like young. So the very first time I had surgery, 9 years old, right? Pink Dip Rockstar, April, I love you.
Hi, April.
Um,
Hi,
I
Latanya.
remember.
I saw Tanya too.
Hi, Tanya, love you. I remember like going into, well, preparing for surgery, and
Come
hi,
on.
grandma. Preparing for surgery, and there was a girl that was the
Oh,
same
yeah.
age as me, same brain tumor, same doctor,
Yeah.
same everything. Like it was, and she was black like I was. Everything was the same, and she had surgery right before me,
Yes.
and she didn't make it,
Yes.
and I did. For you, because I don't really remember how I felt back then. I was only 9, but for you to experience seeing that, and then the mother talking to you after, what was that for you? Because I was literally right after her.
You were a couple of hours after her, and I can't remember her name. I remember the little girl's face, and I remember the mother's face, and both of you were in the same room.
Oh
We
wow.
were in the same room. We were at Kaiser Sunset, and you were in the same room. And I remember talking to the mom prior to surgery, and we were just encouraging each other. Um, and when Dr. Leslie Kahan, he was, thank God, he was the chief neurosurgeon. And when she went in, and a couple of hours later, they were prepping you, and the mother came back. She actually passed away during surgery. And when the mother came back in the room to come and gather her daughter's things, and I asked her, I said, well, how did everything go? And she said, my daughter didn't make it. And she fell to her knees, and it
Wow.
crushed me because it's the same doctor. And I'm just like, oh my God. I can't. I no, God, you cannot take my child. You were already a preemie, so I'm
Right.
just thinking with all these things, and grandma, grandpa, your aunts, your dad, everyone was there, and I had to keep remembering. Well, your dad kept crying. Um,
You know he
I
a
had to
little
keep
emotional.
remembering. I had to keep remembering what um, grandma and grandpa were saying, that God was going to heal your body. And when they kept saying that, and so my mindset was that God was going to heal your body. And so I was thinking that after this surgery, they were going to remove all the tumor, everything was going to be fine. And when after your surgery, he shared he wasn't able to remove all of it and that it would grow back in 5 years. And it did.
So
And grandma and grandpa was there again. Um, it was that was hard. That was hard, but I just knew what the promise was. If
yeah,
God told them you were going to live, I had to keep that in heart and I had to keep that in mind.
yeah.
Difficult, but I had to keep that in mind.
So for those parents out there that have children, whether it be a daughter, son, that do have disabilities, um, I need you to be reminded that if your child is still here, they have a purpose. That's
Absolutely.
however it may
Absolutely.
look. Because
Absolutely.
said she thought I was going to be healed, but I am healed because I'm still here.
Absolutely. Right.
Even with my medical conditions, even with my braces, even with my walker, y'all
Right.
look at my
A
tattoo.
fighter. Survivor. Healed.
Period. So that was an encouraging thing from a parent's perspective,
Right.
because like she said, my mom thought I was going to be healed, and what that looks like for the average eye is totally full able body. No,
Right. Right. Exactly.
but that's not God. That's not yeah. I love you.
Hi, Yanni.
That's not what God's healed looks like.
Right. And I had to change that mindset because my mindset was, okay, she's gonna be like my nieces and nephews. She's gonna be riding a bike. She's gonna be skating. She's gonna do this. And I I was I was hurt
Yeah.
because I felt like in the beginning I was hurt because I felt as if okay they didn't get the tumor and it's not gonna grow back. I'm gonna keep putting blessed oil on her neck. And that's what, and I was doing, I'm gonna tell you, I was doing everything because my first thing was, oh, she's gonna live, she's gonna survive. Yes. And when um, you turned 14 and you were feeling dizzy,
And
you were starting to trip, um, you were losing your balance, your equilibrium was off, and I remember then what the doctor said that it would grow back in 5 years. I was like, oh my God, here we go. And so I think we were living with grandma and grandpa at that time. And I took you to Kaiser Fontana, and they immediately knew that the tumor, by looking at your chart, the tumor was growing. And
yeah.
so I cried. I cried, and I just had to keep remembering my mom and my dad told me what the Lord said. You were going to live. And so I had to keep holding on to that.
Yeah.
And I had to take that honestly. And I had to talk to you and tell you that the reason why you were feeling dizzy and it was like a vertigo, but it was the tumor that was shutting your vitals again down
Right.
again.
Right.
And so we jumped on it. We jumped on it and did another set of MRIs. And that's when grandma found
That's with grandma.
yeah,
I never did that because I was like, "What are y'all doing in there?"
the MRI. That's when they had the big Microsoft films, and grandma was just in the office praying over your MRIs. And then she called me and she said, Patrice, come here. What do you see? What do you see? She didn't say anything.
Yeah.
All I did was looked at this big microfilm and I said, why does that look like a figure of God in the middle of your brain on the microfilm? And I said, this looks like a figure of God. And she said, okay. She was like, thank you, Jesus. She started speaking in tongues in the office at the house. And so, yeah, praise
I,
the Lord.
I was
And
like, why
so,
y'all so loud?
just right.
That
But at that time, because of what I saw and what grandma saw, I was not nervous. So I had to make sure I kept instilling that in you. Oh, you're going to beat this. Oh, you good. So I had to keep making sure that you stayed up, you stayed encouraged. And so because that was instilled in me, I had to pour that in you.
right.
And that kept me up because they kept me up. And then, the aunties and the uncles. So
Yeah.
yeah.
That's crazy. Latasha, I seen you. Love you.
Hi,
Um,
Latasha.
hey, yeah. I that I feel like because grandma kept you up, grandma and grandpa kept you up,
Hmm.
you kept me up. That's why I'm so like unfazed today with anything
Yeah,
that
yeah,
nothing really like gets me. I think
right.
well, I'll let you I'll let you answer this because maybe I could be wrong. Um how many times have I like just broke down to where I just wanted to tap out?
From the age of 2 to 34, I would say maybe 5 times. From the age of 2 years old to the age of 34 is really where I can think of maybe about 5 times where you literally said, "Mom, I'm tired. Mom, I'm tired." And I'm like, I know, I got it. You have the right to be. And I'll tell you that
I
just
think
because I'm the caregiver, we're
right.
not actually in your shoes to feel your pain. As a mother, yeah, we hurt, we grieve, in reference to our children, but it's not the same when you're actually physically in a person's shoes. When I've had one surgery. I think, yeah, I've had one surgery in my life, one major surgery. You've had multiple
Right.
surgery, and so it's not the same.
Yeah.
Um, it's not the same to me. And so I would say maybe 5 times where um, you just was like, I'm tired, and that would maybe last if 5 minutes, and you was right back. Come on, okay, I'm back. Okay,
I
I'm good.
mean,
That was a little episode. So your strength is in the Lord. What's your favorite scripture?
oh, my comfort in my suffering is this: your promise preserves my life.
Your promise preserves my life. You found that scripture on your own. I didn't find that scripture for you.
I
You
did.
found it on your own.
I felt like I think for me the hardest times where I wanted to tap out was doing chemotherapy. I was like, okay, because I think
Yeah,
so for me, like I'm used to going through things, right? But I'm
yeah,
used to knowing the times and dates of things.
yeah.
So I know I'm gonna have surgery and I know how long is the healing gonna take. I know I'm gonna have this,
Absolutely,
that, right? But when it came
absolutely.
to therapy, it was so unknown.
Yeah,
There was no end date.
yeah. And that was because, and thank God you survived that 6 years. And what I love about it, you spoke it. So you've learned the word and you've learned your relationship with God on your own. Um, you said, my hair will not fall out. Your hair never fell out. Your hair was long, it was thick.
You know what?
And the other thing you said, you weren't going to lose your taste. You didn't, I think you did kind of like have that little metal taste a little bit,
Yeah.
but for the most part, you didn't lose your taste. And I feel like you pushed yourself to win. And when I say you pushed yourself to win, it's like, okay, it wasn't just like with Dr. Green. He said, your chemotherapy will be indefinite. Yeah, it was frustrating. Oh my God, indefinite. I don't feel like doing this. Injections. And what I thank God is because how you started off doing chemotherapy, it was, I think we were doing it was it 3 weeks?
I was doing it every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks
Every 2 weeks for 2 years.
for 2 years. Then it went down to
Four
your
weeks.
chemotherapy. Yeah. And so it just kept, so to me, I feel like, um, and you were an exclusive case. They even did a study on you. They did a study on you because it's like your hair didn't fall out, you're not sick, you're not vomiting. And in
Right.
the beginning, you were doing chemotherapy, you were doing double chemotherapy. You
Yeah.
were doing the injections and you were doing the Timidor, you were doing the pills.
Thank
And each time, yeah, each time it just kept gradually. And I feel like because um, spiritually our my parents made us strong in who we were and who we are, and we had to instill that in our kids. I had to instill in you to be strong. I didn't want you to act like what you were going through was not affecting you. That would have been so disrespectful
you.
of me, whether I was a mother, whether I was your friend. It doesn't matter. It's disrespectful for me to say, "Oh, girl, you got this. You can make it." No, 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 because you're human.
Yeah.
You're human, and so you had your days. I wanted you to have your days where if you felt like you wanted to cry, but I was going to make sure you got back up.
That's very true. And I don't know how you always know because I'm a very strong person and I don't really cry that much. But you would always ask me, "Are you okay?" And I'd just be like, "How do you know that I'm not okay? Even when I say I'm okay, how do you know what? Like you don't even have to see my face, but you
Right.
know. That's amazing to me. But I feel like because you're connected
That's
to
right.
you
Absolutely.
and me without me talking.
Absolutely. Well, when you have kindred spirits, and then when you truly have the heart of someone that you care about, someone that you love, you don't have to be related, but just to have a kindred spirit, you should know someone's spirit. And I knew, I knew, even when you lived in LA, and you called Kendall to tell him to have me stop calling you. Really?
You was,
Tell me your mom.
you was doing a taste too much.
You were fine.
Okay, here we
You were
are.
fine. But I would feel you. I would just feel your spirit, and so I could just tell. Sometimes I may have been a little bit over the top. I became overly protected, and I became overly protective into where I was almost not really trusting God for your life.
Oh,
I
that's
felt like, yeah, I felt like I can handle this. I know her. I brought her in the world, and so I can be that covering and that protector, and I cannot. And that was hard to clip your wings in that sense. It's
yeah.
very hard when you have someone start off as a preemie almost 4 weeks before you were born. Um, and then I also had the other fear because I delivered you early, and then I had Dawn. I had another daughter, and I delivered her early, and she didn't live, and
Yeah.
she literally died while I was holding her, and so I had that overly protective fear, as if, okay, I'm gonna make sure nothing's gonna happen to her, and so okay, God, thank you very much. I got this.
Mm.
Yeah, I was over the top, but I had every right to.
What? Well, now, oh gosh.
Ah, say it so. Say it is so.
Well, we're just you are my mom, so we're just gonna say la. We're gonna
Right.
say so.
All right.
Okay, so this is the question I'm about to ask you is a question that I want to know, but it could be for people that do have disabilities, and it also could be for people or for parents,
Mm-hmm.
perspective from a parent's point of view. So
Mm-hmm.
what makes you um want to always make sure that I'm okay and always make sure that I'm good? Because you ask me a lot, and I sometimes, well, when you first asked me, I would always be like, "Ma, I'm okay, like I'm good," but it's coming from a different perspective, from a mom. So from a mom's point of view, looking at someone that has a disability, your daughter that has a
Mm-hmm.
disability, where does that stem from? Like, what makes you want to make sure that I'm okay?
You don't want to, as a mother, one as a mother, and then two, it could be someone that's on live that is a caregiver, or you may not consider yourself as a caregiver, but you are. Um, it puts you in a position, whether it's your child, your mother, your father, whoever it is. It puts you in a position to where you want to be ready. If
Hmm.
anything happens, you want to be on point.
Yeah.
You want to make sure that you don't miss a beat in reference to, um, if something was to happen, you want to make sure that you are Johnny on the spot. And I
Okay.
think for me, I want to make sure that it puts you like in a position of a physician, or a nurse, because you have to, if someone is admitted in the hospital, if they ring that buzzer, you got to be Johnny on the spot to
Yeah.
see about nobody's going flatline on my watch.
Right. 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 Right.
And that's how I view it. And I think there are some times where I probably took it overboard, but there are some times you have to admit where if I did come in and I did see and I was Johnny on the spot.
Yeah.
Um, Allergic reactions, or you may have fallen. And that was a challenge trying to get you to, oh, Jesus. I wish I could show the people in the beginning. I'm like, why are you're falling and your arms are straight down. You're letting yourself fall. You're going head forward, forehead, head forward. Oh, I'm falling and I'm not gonna help myself get up. I'm like, girl, if you don't catch yourself, put your arms out. Oh my God, it was like just the, yeah, I'm like, why are your arms straight down? Cap, oh, yeah. People, they don't even know.
It
They don't
wasn't.
even know. What'd you say?
It wasn't that bad.
It was because you literally. There's one time where you literally twirled like this. I'm falling and I can't. I'm like, Dominique, put your arms out. Save yourself. Save, save yourself. We save yourself. I want you to see tomorrow.
I remember
But
the living room. I was just going down, and it was so graceful and slow.
yeah, yeah, it was like a film that. Film that. Look at this girl right here. Look at that. But it's like you don't want to miss a beat. You don't want to miss anything. You want to make sure that you are there to assist, to aid. Um, and like I said, and really the whole bottom line for me, you're not going flatline on my watch.
Yeah, yeah. I was just speaking of flatline. Lisa, I see you. Lisa, don't laugh. Do not laugh at my mom. And Shan,
Alisa,
do not laugh at my mom because she is goofy. She
look,
don't crying because that is so funny.
look, she'd be like, at one time, wait, pause. One time you were falling, you were in the living room, she was falling and was smiling. I'm like, oh, really? This is what we're doing? We gonna maybe twist the ankle and smile about it?
Oh, yeah.
That's a Jeopardy question right there. Okay.
Oh my gosh, you got me in tears. That's the funniest thing
I
ever.
don't know what she was thinking, Shane.
I don't
She
know,
was
but
just timber.
listen, I be smiling all the time, and it confuses people because they're like, "Are you in pain? Like, are you hurting? Like, what's going on?" I gotta wipe my eyes because that is the funniest thing ever. But
Yeah,
speak
yeah.
speaking of flatline, do you remember that time where we were at
Bowling alley, the bowling alley. Yeah, that was that was crazy. But first of all, let's go here because I always would tell Dominique, you know what? I'm gonna need you to stop. I'm gonna need you to stop lying. Whenever you start lying and sneaking and doing stuff, the Holy Ghost, some always happen,
always?
and some always happen. But we did a family, it was a weekend, all the kids, KJ, Kendra, Dominique, we just did a family little trip. We went to the bowling alley, and I was way on the other side. We were in a totally different lane, and um, the kids were in another lane. And I was, just watching, just looking. At that time, you were physically a little bit more mobile in reference to walking.
Mind you, could
But
say I was 300 pounds.
yeah, it was no, yeah, no. I'm talking about because right now you have your braces. But at that time,
Sounds
yeah,
like
right. So I just so happened to look down the aisle and I saw Dominique's eyes were wide open and I saw her hand over her mouth. And I immediately ran because I knew she was choking. I knew it. And it was ice that was stuck in her esophagus. But at that time, she was so heavy. I was trying to wrap my arms around her to do the hymen. I could not even wrap my arms around her because of, and no offense to anyone, and not saying this in this manner. This was when she was on the inhaler, and it was developing her so much, and so I wasn't able to even try to do the Heimlich on her. And so she did flatline. She fainted at the bowling alley, and the only way that she was able to come to, because the ice melted. If it was anything else, um, that really would have been it. But it was ice, and I thank God it was ice, that eventually melted, that opened up her esophagus. Um,
I remember we shut down the whole bowling alley. The ambulance, they all came. They were like,
yeah,
who's the president? Who's the other
yeah,
stuff? Like, can we finish bowling or no? They was like,
yeah,
what?
yeah. No, my whole night was, I was just like, and when we came home, I was playing it off. When we came home, and when everyone went to bed, and when I went in the room, and I broke down, and I broke down. And Kendall was just like he said, but God spared her life, and I have to keep going off of what my parents said, that the Lord told them that she was going to live, and I have to keep reminding myself of that. Yeah,
Man,
that was scary.
I I think that one line, like, God spared your life, God God spared your life, and also God is going to heal you. I feel like that's literally the only thing that I could live off on, because I mean you
Yeah.
in only like parts of my life. So you can
Oh
34 years of
yeah.
stuff, and I,
Hmm.
man, God, I'm still here. Like, that's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I'm still here
Yeah.
from
And you're here for a reason and a purpose, and now to really see your purpose, what um to me, what I feel like what could have been a Debbie Downer for you is, because of not having full mobility, but for you to have two brain tumors removed, but you can use your brain to write a book, to write books, to design, to have a logo, to do coloring books. And it's like, just, what the enemy thought
Right.
was going to stop and stunt your life with your brain. Oh no, you showing and you proving, oh no, I can think. I may not be able to run,
Right.
but I can write.
But I can write, and that's tight.
And that's tight. That's tight.
Okay, so look,
Mhm.
I need y'all to put this in the comments. Should we do a part two? Should we do a part two? Cause I don't want to hold y'all.
I know, it's so much. It's
I
so much.
think we should do part two. Y'all put in the comments. Should we? Thank you, Gabe. Put in the comments. Part. Nevertheless, oh, we already got people saying yes. um,
We could do a part two.
I know we gotta do a part two. That we gotta do a part two. My mom, I definitely want to thank you for coming on the show and
Yeah.
just sharing insight and your view of what life looks like. What is it
Mhm.
having a child that has a disability, but also being reminded she's going to live, she's going to be healed. What
Yeah.
I don't,
Yeah.
and even though you're my mom, still, you mean so much, and I love hearing it from your view because I'm just
Yeah.
like, man, my mom has been through a lot too. Like we don't ever want to downplay the caregivers and the mothers who actually take
Mhm.
care of us. Because without you guys, I don't think I would be even having the personality that I have if you never pushed me to be confident.
Absolutely. Yeah. The main thing, and we'll probably go into that when we do part two. But my main focus was that you were confident, you were secure, that you knew that you were beautiful, and that you were smart, and that you were intelligent, and there was nothing in this world that would ever make you feel any less than. That was my goal,
Yeah.
and I've accomplished that goal, because we'll go into when we'll talk about some them clothes and stuff you was wearing. We'll go into that part too, where you was just in denial with stuff. Would you, who Jesus? But hey, you won. You
It's the
won. You the winner. You the winner. You the winner.
Michelle, I did see you. I saw you commenting.
Who
All right,
did?
Michelle Sanchez.
Oh, Michelle. Hi, Michelle. Hi, twin.
All right. Did you forget you were?
She is a twin.
She is a twin.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, mom. So everyone is saying that we're doing. Hey, Michael.
There's
Uh,
the twin, Michael. What I tell
they're
you?
they're gonna see. Oh my god.
Oh my God, there's the twin.
So
Oh,
we got to do a part two because
okay.
how you almost got kicked out of the hospital just recently because you kept moving and you wouldn't sit down. You wouldn't sit. I told
Hey,
y'all don't have rules when it comes to me. She don't care.
I don't.
She does not
I
care.
don't.
Get kicked out
Yeah.
of my MRI treatment.
Hey,
I moved my arm and she walked up to the machine.
yeah, I did. Yeah, he was banging on the window. I was like, okay. So want to make sure she's good.
Tapping on the window. Sit down. Oh
Yeah,
gosh.
they'll
Okay,
be all right.
right. They're gonna be all right. They're gonna live.
They'll be all right.
Okay, so we gotta do it before you go. And Gabe, you got to put up the before you go because I don't even know what the before you go question is.
Okay, the before I go question.
Yes. Would you rather have a rewind or a pause button on your life? Mm.
I would rather have a pause. The reason why I would say I would rather have a pause because there are some times when I may react, I may do something, and if I'm on pause, it'll make me think about what I'm about to do. Because y'all don't want to see, you don't want to meet Patricia. Just, just know Patrice.
Because she's a thug, y'all.
Yeah, that's
We
it. That
said
thug side to come out.
for you.
That thug side. I try to be like my sisters, and they were
Girl,
so nice. They didn't fight and get in trouble. I don't know why they always made me get in trouble. Maybe Grandma on episode 3 can answer that.
did they
Huh.
make you in trouble or it was a choice?
No, they were picking on me.
I don't know.
So,
CPT, thank y'all. Because y'all know she is full hood. Compton. Oh, Auntie Delphi on here. Auntie Delphi on here. Auntie Delphi, you can attest. I
hi,
know, Delphi,
hi, sis.
you weren't the one that was forcing her to fight. I know
Hi,
it.
sister.
She said,
They
oh, no.
were. I had to protect them.
You were the youngest. Auntie Delphi said, oh no. Auntie Delphi said, oh God. Okay, so we're going to do a part two
Okay.
because we could be on here all night.
All
Erica
righty.
Jeanette, love
Hi,
you.
Erica. Hi, Delta.
Oh, Auntie Delphi said it was a choice. There you go. You heard it from the horse's mouth.
What? Let me call you, Delphi.
Oh,
See, there we see. Almost. Oh, almost
there you
went
go.
there.
He
Almost
came
went there.
fast.
Hi.
Okay. Oh, we're gonna Gabe's gonna put you in the back and then I'm gonna end the show.
Okay.
Yes, we're definitely gonna do a part two. Whoever said that, we're gonna do a part two.
Bye, everybody.
Love you.
Love you, Dominique. Thank you.
Thank you. I told y'all. I told y'all this my next guest was gonna be super dope. We're definitely going to do a part two for sure because there's so many other stories. Y'all, I told you y'all about to hear the nooks and crannies of my life because my mom knows it all, and I the stuff I forget, she gonna remember. Public and the period, she gonna remember, and she goofy. Okay, so next week we will be having another guest live, but be on at 7 p.m. We are gonna do a part two, and that's gonna be coming soon. I think I'm gonna do some rearranging because I don't want it to be too long of a gap before my mom comes back on. But make sure you guys follow me on IG, One Being Brave Show to keep updated with what I'm doing, and also my personal page, I am Domo Joe on IG, to keep it with my life. And also, we gotta do the Gabe. You can put it back up. Thank you. We gotta do the sponsors. The Ashley Inn and Co. Boom, boom, boom. For those women that want to do the everyday look, casual, comfy, but still kind of cute. Visit the Ashley Inn and Company on IG and also Facebook. Next up, who's our next sponsor? Robert. Okay, Harris Transportation LLC. Whoa, whoa. For those ones that need their what's it called? Freight? No, we're gonna say equipment. We're gonna say stuff transferred from one place to another in bulk. Don't bring no one chair and no two shoes. For those ones that needs to be that needs their things to be transferred in bulk, please contact Harris Transportation LLC at 951 area code 472-3376 or email Chris Harris 763 at yahoo.com. And last but not least, y'all know what it is. I.e. Raw and Raw Regiment Yon Yon. Listen, we doing the holistic life here. We're not about to take no pills for the rest of our lives. We're not about to do none of that. Holistic lifestyle. We're gonna do it the Lord's way. Everything we need is in the ground. It's herbs. You feel me? Hit up for natural healing and wellness. Visit www.theiraregimen.com or iura.com. Please hit them up. And let me tell y'all, here's a dope thing. These are all Black businesses. Come on. Come on. You already know what's good. These are all Black businesses. Are you ready for my word value? The word value for today is you never know how I hope I'm saying this right, Gabe. You never know how strong you are. Strength. I was not at all. Strength has a new meaning when you have to fight for it every day. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. Shane, you want to be a sponsor? Hit me up. Text me. Even though it's not on the screen, but I just seen it. You're welcome, Ash. I got you. Next week, we're going to be live 7 p.m. Tune in. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching the show. I never take it for granted, and I'm going to say it every single episode because you guys could be doing something else, but you guys are taking the time to see what I'm talking about. To just show me some love. I appreciate it. Thank y'all. Love y'all. Until next time we out, Gabe, you already know what to do. Get me out of here. Love you.